Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Slow Blink Anime Podcast. My name is Phil.
I'm Candace.
And today we're talking about another Haikyuu episode from the To The Top season. It's the newest one out so far. It's episode 6 called Enhancements. And I know we're still a little bit behind and we're trying to catch up. But this is another, and it was another good episode. We got to see Hinata and Kageyama interact with the teammates again. And we got to see a little practice game too. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty good.
With Datako.
Yeah, so the quick summary was pretty much that. Hinata and Kageyama are both back on the team. We got to see some of their new skills that they've been practicing at the camps that they were both at. And then the second half of the episode was their practice match against Datako, which has the best defense in the league. And then he even said it's comparable to like the national teams, the coach was saying. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't like too much crazy stuff that happened.
It was just exciting because we get to play them again.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to play them again. We get to see them play again.
Yeah.
But basically, the first one was just them.
It was the interactions with the people, just checking on with each other.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like they were making a big deal how like it seemed Kageyama had a lot on his mind. Mm-hmm. And even some of the I can't remember if it was a player or the coach. It was definitely one of the coaches. They said Kageyama's had a scowl on his face the whole time since getting back.
Coach Ukai.
Yeah, which is something that is something common in sports anime, because there was a manga I read called Whistle. It was about soccer. Mm-hmm. And they sent one of their best players to a training camp, and then he's playing with all these really, really talented players. And then coming back to the team, it's like he's lacking something that he was getting from those really talented, like from the practice. So I thought it was kind of like a similar situation where like they've leveled up so much that it's like these other players are holding them back now. Yeah. Which kind of brings us to like the very end of the episode where Nishinoya did his Rolling Thunder to save one of the balls, and Kageyama made that comment of
like, you're in the way.
Yeah, you're in the way. So I don't know, is that what you felt, like he was actually in the way, or is it like he didn't want him to do that?
I mean, I guess it is kind of like that, but I thought initially that it's more like...
In that situation, he was in the way?
Oh, in the situation that he's in the way? Nishinoya?
Yeah, well, how did you take it when Kageyama said that to him?
I saw it as, like, Kageyama... him wanting to be able to do what he can do, but since Kageyama changed, you know, like he's a nice Kageyama now. If it was the old Kageyama, he would have just flat out told everybody that everybody sucks and everybody's in his way. But this time it feels like I feel like he had to say something to be able to do what he needed to do. And so I guess he finally kind of broke out in like, hey, you're in the way, whatever that move was.
That's really interesting.
That's kind of how I saw it. Like,
I think that makes a lot of sense than what I was thinking. But, no, you're right, because from the very start of the game, it's like he wasn't able to get in on the defense, and every like attempt they made was getting blocked by them. And everybody was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad," and then, "Oh, my bad, oh, my bad."
Yeah, and it's almost like the way he's playing it's like he adjusts his gameplay based on the spikers or
whoever's on his team.
Right? Yeah, whoever he's playing with. But this time, I feel like. He's kind of being held back, in a way, and so he couldn't do what he needs to do, and so he, had to say something.
So back from when the other episode where he was called a goody two shoes by that other player at the training camp, that was what was bothering him in the first half of the episode. And do you think it's because being at Karasuno changed him to care about the other people? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I've been saying. Like,
that makes sense.
Even the past, at past podcasts that we made on the previous episodes, that's what I've been saying. That he's been, like, he used to be this king, and he had this bad attitude. But now Karasuno kind of changed him, and he. That's what I'm paying attention to what I was talking about.
I did. I just didn't.
Podcast.
I didn't get it all the way. I guess. Seeing it happen on the show made it more clear.
But I don't know, because I mean that's what I've been thinking like this past few Haikyuu episodes. That's what I've been saying in the podcast too. But that's just me, and I don't even know.
I guess I was just doubting it.
I don't even know if that's what's actually happening.
I think you're right, because it's like the king is coming back. Like, he doesn't want to be the goody two shoes. He wants the players to adjust to him. I think that's what he's wanting, because even Hinata said that Tsukishima was hitting higher whenever can't remember his name was setting for him, the other player at the camp.
Yeah.
So Kageyama doesn't want to be the setter that's easy for them to hit. Like when that guy called him the goody two shoes at the training camp. You think that's what it is?
I mean, dang, I guess.
What's happening? That's what's happening. Wow.
You're really that surprised?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't seeing it clearly. But that makes a lot of sense. But that's pretty much the whole conflict that was going on in this episode was Kageyama.
And even Coach Ukai, when he asked the coach, like, what do you think of, or what does being a goody two shoes mean to you? And then he said some stuff, but ultimately he said to just go all out or something like that. If I remember right, but. If you could just put it on the screen or find the episode where Coach Yokai says that.
Okay, I'll find the comment.
So he said something about like just go all out, just do it or something like that. But anyway,
that was good. That was a lot of information for me. Anyway, I guess that was one of the big conflicts that's been bothering Kageyama. But just other parts of the episode that really stood out to me, was how much Tateko has improved on their defense.
They have a new thing.
Yeah, it's the bunch blocking.
Yeah, something like or shifting together or something. Yeah,
they get in the middle and they put pressure on the setter on the other team, and then they react from what the setter does from there.
And they're all three blockers are together, because typically the three blockers. Well, the way they explain it, that typically the three blockers are more dispersed throughout the front, and that way they can get the sides of the court as well. Yeah. But with this kind of blocking, they all three of them move to where the ball is going, so they have to adjust to where the ball goes. All three of them has to be, they have to be together. And
if it's too far out, at least two of them will go out, and that's what we're seeing in the episode too. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's not just only one person blocking on one side.
Yeah, and even the coach, Yukai, was impressed with the talent they had, because it's really difficult to do that bunch block that he was talking about. Yeah. So it's cool. Because,
I mean, I think that for one, you have to be able to read, all three of you need to be able to read where the ball is going. Because what if, like, one or two people think that it's going on the right, and then the other one thinks it's going on the left, and then so they kind of get separated, and then it doesn't work. So that's how I'm kind of thinking about it.
Yeah, and this got to have good reaction skills to see what the setter's doing too. But all three guys are huge, also. Yeah, and then again with the symbolism that Haikyuu is known for, it's like this metal walls that are coming together and like piecing together whenever these players are blocking for them. That's crazy. Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I liked it. And did you have any other moments that stood out to you?
When I think this is when there was the first half of the episode where they're still practicing, I think. But when Kageyama did the spike, and then Hinata was able to catch it, and then you know how they mentioned, one of the teammates mentioned that used to Hinata would be lucky to randomly hit or randomly save a ball, but now it seems like Hinata did that intentionally. And then that was like, it seemed like the way Kageyama hit the ball was already pretty hard, but the way he said it, it's like
it was only 70% is what he said.
Oh, was it? But
yeah.
I remember him saying like it wasn't.
I think that was a different guy. Never mind. That wasn't it.
But
he just said it wasn't as hard.
Yeah, he didn't hit it as hard, so it wasn't like the 100. All of his. How
I was thinking of Asahi when he was doing his.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was thinking. But yeah.
But anyway, so that was one of the, I don't know, like interesting parts of the anime episode.
You can see, and then you could see Hinata like being like he even said he would be quiet in the episode. And then he'd be watching the other players, just like he would at the training camp. That was cool. But yeah, that's crazy that Hinata was able to catch that.
I hate that they kind of left us, or they ended the episode with Nishinoya arguing with Kageyama. It's because of that issue that we talked about earlier, that Kageyama told Nishinoya that they're liberal.
Yeah.
That he's in the way. And so Nishinoya was like, what the fuck?
He was like, that was the wrong person to say it to. Out of everybody.
And then it ended where there's just two of them staring at each other.
Yeah, it's angry.
Nishinoya is just ready to punch the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's such a great place.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is the last thing I wanted to say before we wrap up the episode. It was Hinata and Kageyama were practicing in the gym after the team's practice.
Yeah.
And then they were figuring out how Hinata was able to... Excuse me. Like, it seemed like Hinata was just jumping without thinking. Mm-hmm. And Kageyama was helping him with that. And he was trying to get the... Because he said it was just like a bounce or boing, boing.
It's funny how he was explaining this to Hinata. Yeah. It's like with sound effects, because we know that Hinata's stupid and he can't comprehend normal words.
Yeah. So he said Hinata jumping normally is like boing, boing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it needs to be bam whenever he jumps. And then I think he was referring to the white, I can't remember his name, the white-haired guy from the last episode.
The short one.
Yeah, the short one from the All Japan training camp. And then at one point, you could see the movement, like the animation changed, and it like matched up almost exactly to the animation when the white-haired guy spiked it. Okay. But Hinata wasn't able to do it because someone yelled at him from outside the gym.
Yeah,
like go home.
Yeah, the seniors or whatever.
Yeah, one of the seniors. But it was... Like, you could see the animation, how it got smooth, and he did, like, the jump, or the feet like slam strong against the ground.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely making some improvements.
Yeah.
Some enhancements. I don't know if we said the title.
Yes.
Enhancements.
So annoying.
Okay. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. That was episode 6 of Haikyuu's to the Top season. Candice, got anything else?
That's all.
All right.
Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. We want to know your thoughts. And Dateko and Krasuno, it's going to keep going on the next episode. Follow us on all other social media accounts and podcast sites.
Yep.
That's it.
Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time.